Retroflora podcast. I'm Brenda.
And I'm Charmy, and we're just two crazy sisters with an opinion and a channel.
If you like true crime, conspiracy, and supernatural crap, then this is your channel. Happy May!
It's also Taurus season.
And it's also Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
That's a really long title.
I know, huh? It's also Mental Health Awareness Month. So happy May, you guys.
There's a lot going on in May.
A lot is going on in May. Oh, and guess what? We're recording on May 4th, so May the 4th be with you. But enough about that. Today, we're here to spook you.
Isn't that like every episode? Well, I guess not every episode.
But today, we're going to read some creepy stories we found on Reddit and some other story that I found that's not on Reddit, but you know. So today's, the first story comes from the No Sleep Reddit, and it's by 1C Worthiness 742.
That's a username.
Unique, right?
It reminds me of Flapjack.
The Misadventures of Flapjack.
You know that the animation to that show scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, I
like
know.
The way they're drawn.
I can't tell you if their close-ups are worse than SpongeBob's. I think they both be equally terrifying.
Yeah, I can watch SpongeBob. I could not watch Flapjack. It was creeping me out.
Yeah, it is kind of a little darker than SpongeBob.
Okay, well, without further ado, let's get into this creepy story.
Hi there, I'm Samantha, Sam, and I was a park ranger for 6 years. I won't specify where as I don't want to get in trouble. One of the people I work with told me to read the other park ranger stories on here, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And shit, it's good to see someone being honest. It inspired me to share one of my own stories. People need to know what happens in the woods.
I'm not going to the woods.
Yes you are, because we go camping like every year or every other year.
Our camping is different than like there's a whole bunch of us.
We still be in the woods though, whether there's a bunch of us or not.
But it's like y'all need to understand it's like 100 people there all together. It's not just like 12 people.
No, you guys need to understand that there may be 100 people at the campsite, but when you go wandering around, that you don't have 100 people with you. I quit my job a couple years ago. I couldn't deal with having to bottle up all the things I've seen. Nobody wants to talk about them, but I feel I'm drowning in the memories of it all. So I'm going to share them. I don't know if I'll be able to share it all. It might be too hard, but I'll give it a go. I hope this raises some awareness of the true dangers of the woods and makes people consider their safety. I don't want people to think I'm copying someone or making these things up. I'm just sharing my stories and experiences. Let's get into it. This was my first ever weird experience as a junior ranger. To this day, I still don't know what I saw, but I know it wasn't friendly. I had just received a call about screams coming from deeper in the forest off one of the more popular trails. This really wasn't unusual. If you had heard a mountain lion, you know what it sounds like a woman screaming. So just as I was about to set off, my chief at the time asked to come along. I found this a little odd as the job seemed to be a bit insignificant for his rank, but I brushed it off as I was new and thought maybe he wanted to check my progress. We set off making small talk, and I was obviously trying to suck up a little. We were joking around. He made a quick remark and said something about making sure that I take even these small jobs seriously because you never know what you'll find, and that was some of the most valuable advice I've gotten from someone on this job because I learned my lesson from not listening to it, but that's a different story.
So what story are you telling?
She's telling this story with her and the ranger dude. We get to the area where the call was and begin north of the trail where the noise had been heard. I am curious to know who called this in though.
Yeah, did they call in that? I don't know.
But whatever.
Is cell service works up here?
I mean, I'm sure I go camping and I still have signal. I thank you AT&T.
Oh yeah, I guess depends on what provider you have.
Yeah,
because ours does make it.
Yeah, but everybody else out there when we go camping does not have signal. So we hear the screams and it sounds like a mountain lion, but something sounds really off about it. But we kept walking towards it. We're about 10 minutes into walking towards the sound when all of a sudden, it's like all of the sound had been sucked from the woods. It was dead silent. I couldn't even hear my breathing. I thought maybe I'd gone deaf, but I looked at my chief and he had the same nervous expression on his face as I did. But by the way he was reacting, it felt as if he had dealt with something similar before, which now I know to be true. Just as quick as the silence came, I started to hear this low buzzing. But it wasn't just buzzing. I could feel the vibrations of it in the whole body, so much so that my ears and jaws started to hurt. I can only describe it as if when you are getting your teeth drilled in at the dentist, but it feels even worse. Dang, I can't even imagine it feeling worse.
You know what? As long as I'm numb, I'm really cool.
No, I don't like the dentist because you're in my mouth drilling and I can feel it in my entire face.
Is it weird that I find it kind of relaxing?
Yes.
Okay.
Even my vision started to vibrate. And as that happened, I swear, I saw this black figure about 7 feet tall step out from a few trees in front of me and started with the same scream as it bent down and began to crawl towards us.
Wait, so this big black figure just crawled down and went like, ah! Like screamed at them?
I guess. You know, when she says this, I'm just imagining an Enderman.
Oh, yes.
And his mouth going like, ah! As anyone would, I freaked the out and stepped back to start running. My chief grabbed my arm very hard, just as I started to sprint, almost knocking me over. He puts his other arm around me and holds my arms very tight as he begins to walk me out of the forest. Just as I'm about to put up a fight and tell him to fucking run, he says in a very calm voice, "Don't run, don't talk, don't look back, just keep walking." And I did exactly what he said. He knew something I didn't, and as much as I wanted to run, I didn't want to test the theory of death. That 10-minute walk was excruciating because I knew it was crawling behind us by the buzzing in the back of my head and the sound of its light wailing. Light wailing? I'm sorry, I don't imagine. What? I imagine this thing just screaming to the top of its lungs. But bro, can you imagine you're just walking and it's just like, ah! And you're just like, oh my god, I have to walk for 10 minutes like this. Like, I wanted to run so bad. Eventually, I think it ran off because all the noise in the forest came back and the buzzing stopped. We get back on the trail and I'm shaking. I was in so much shock I couldn't even cry. He lets go of me and begins walking back to the main base without acknowledging what happened. I start going crazy and screaming at him, asking what the hell that was, and he says, and yes, I remember word from word what he said. There are things in this woods that have been here longer than us that we can't explain or get rid of. If you don't think you can handle that, you should pack your bags now.
I feel like this should be in the job description.
Right, huh? Like, you about to see some stuff, man.
Yeah, like this should be like, you have to provide service. And also, you might see some creepy shit out here.
And even if you don't say that and like when you post it on Indeed or wherever you're posting it, once I get hired and I'm doing training, this needs to be told to me.
Yes.
He kept walking, and I walked a little bit behind him, trying to shake that horrible feeling, and tried to find a reasonable answer for what just happened. I clearly stayed in the job. When it was good, it was really good. I met some amazing people, and I love nature, but in the end, the bad experiences outweighed the good, and I had to leave.
How much are they paying you?
Girl, I don't know.
Like,
not enough.
$1 million an hour.
Right. I wish I had left when he told me to pack my bags, in all honesty. I know this experience doesn't sound all that scary, but trust me, girl, yes it does. Trust me, there are worse ones. Living through it was definitely much scarier than reading it in words. Clearly, this first encounter wasn't enough to scare me off, but the next ones to come lead to my departure of this job. Some experiences are scarier, but some are more explainable. I'm still debating whether to share the rest of my stories. Maybe I'll see how I feel after posting this. I'd love to hear other people's experiences with the woods.
I've never had that happen to me, and I've been in the woods.
I remember one time we had went camping, and these little brats, I was telling scary stories. It was dark, and they had the flashlight, and I did like a jump scare, and they all ran and left me, and they took all the flashlights.
To be fair, we were little, and you were telling us a scary story, so of course we're gonna run.
So I'm just standing there in the dark because I don't want to get lost. I don't know where to go. It's like dark because we're in like a national forest, not a national forest, but like a campsite. So there's like barely any light here, and I'm just standing here like, oh my god, I'm scared because I just told them that story, and it was a camp story, and they just left me. And finally, somebody comes back. I don't even remember who it was.
I think it was Tanya.
Oh, well, somebody comes back, and I'm just like,
me.
and I'm just like, oh crap, like, thank you, because girl is just about to lay on the floor and cry.
You know, it's so funny you said that, because me and our little sister, me and her ran together, holding each other, and where we ran from is a hill above us, and we look up at the top of this hill, and we just see this black figure, and we scream and run. We did a whole 360, ran a big circle around the camp, just to go back into where our camper was, and it turned out the figure was our brother. We just didn't know because we couldn't see his face. He was like backlit, so all you saw was shadow.
That makes me happy to know that you guys were also scared because you left me.
Well, of course we were
sisters
scared.
Holding hands and running like I'm not their sister.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, So this is part 2. This was somewhere in my first year as a national park ranger, and around the start of summer, poison ivy tends to get pretty crazy, so we have to do weekly checks on the trails and the bushes surrounding them. My partner and I get sent off to check some of the less popular trails. We get to this part on a smaller trail where it forks off for a couple of minutes and then joins back together at the end. Being the idiots we are, yeah, you guys really are idiots because you've already experienced something crazy. This is not Scooby-Doo. We're not splitting up. You need to stay with me. We split to then meet back up where it connects again. Keep in mind, we could make out each other from the bushes that sit in the middle of the path. No biggie, right? He takes the left and I take the right off the trail. As I'm walking along the path, keeping a cautious eye at the surrounding bushes looking for ivy, I notice something in the corner of my eye. I look to my right to see this large clearing in the middle of the trees. It looked like a man-made circle. It was so perfectly round as if someone had been maintaining it. There wasn't a tree, not a bush, not even a weed. I was so focused on the ground and the lack of floral, I almost didn't notice the giant, unmissable ladder. I clearly didn't have great observational skills. A ladder standing exactly in the middle of the circle. I seriously cannot explain this, but the ladder was standing upright, leaning against nothing. It was like some unknown force was holding it up. I looked all the way up and saw on top stood a man in a business suit. I know this sounds almost funny, but this guy looked like he had just walked straight out of a corporate building.
It's Slender Man.
Girl, I wouldn't doubt it. You in the forest. Upon further inspection, I could see that his head was hanging back, looking up towards the sky. His mouth appeared to be gaped open, but I couldn't get a good look. I called up to him a few times, but no response. I walked around the ladder trying to find some strings attached to see in hopes that this was some prank or weird art project, but I couldn't. This guy looked like he was on display for some art exposition. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't see my partner through the bushes, so I radioed him to come to my location. But in the meantime, I stupidly decided to touch the ladder. I know you're all probably mad that I went to touch the ladder. I am too.
Yeah.
Don't touch weird you find in the woods, but I was still new and naive.
And stupid.
Girl, I don't even need to be new to know I ain't touching nothing. Especially a ladder floating in the middle of nowhere with some dude on a suit with his head looking towards the sky and his mouth open. I'm just imagining Slender Man, but like him screaming at the sky.
Yeah.
I get this weird feeling just as I'm about to touch the ladder, but I brush it off as just being spooked and I touch it. Girl. So man at the top snaps his neck in this disturbing contorted way to look towards me and gives out this ungodly gasp, like he was taking his last breath of air. He was like,
What?
Don't touch my ladder, ho.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was doing.
His expression is still gaped, but I'd never seen something quite like this. It was like his eyelids and lips had been pulled back to make him seem more surprised. I stepped back, of course, and grabbed my taser from my side.
Good girl.
I mean, I don't know if you could tase an entity, but I would try. I heard rustling behind me and turned to stick my taser on whatever was coming for me, but it was just my partner emerging from the bush who put his hand up quickly in hopes not to be tased. I look back to the circle and the ladder is now flat on the floor and the man is gone. My partner asked what was going on and I explained what happened and begged him not to think I was crazy. Of course, he didn't think that. He knew just as well as I did that this stuff was basically normal and happened all the time. We knew we wouldn't find this guy, but it's still protocol to look anyway, which I didn't enjoy one bit. I was praying we wouldn't find him. Never saw something like that again, and neither has anyone I've talked to. I mean, this guy was balancing on the very top of a ladder that wasn't leaning against anything. Who knows, maybe I met Houdini or something. When you see something like this, you have to make some sort of joke about it or you won't be able to move past it.
Girl, you are too cavalier about this.
Girl, the way I would have joined a nunnery so fast, like
And then you get there, and then don't forget about Greg. He just stands in the corner screaming.
Nope, next nunnery, because y'all got me messed up. Why are the entities here? So yeah, what do you think?
It was all right. I mean, was I scared? No, but I think I was just more mad that this girl wouldn't leave this stupid job.
I feel like I'd be more scared if I was reading while we were in the woods. Like, if we were camping right now and I read this, I'd be like, oh, heck no. And then I heard screaming in the woods. Oh, heck no. I would have packed my site up so fast. Okay, this next story is from the Reddit Scary Stories thread. And it's by Dot Task King. Dada is king. Dada is king.
What the hell?
That's what it's saying. I don't know what she wants.
That's the title.
Yeah, that's not a good title to hear. She was always there around 10 p.m., sitting in a tub filled with water that nobody ran. The bathtub was about 5 feet directly in front of the toilet, and every night when I go to use the restroom, she would sit in there staring at me, slowly washing her arms and legs. I'm sorry, you still use the bathroom with her sitting in the tub?
And also, that's a really big bathroom. It's 5 feet away.
Yeah, that is
It's a pretty big bathroom.
Yeah, even when our bathroom in LA, and it was pretty big, the toilet was not 5 feet away from the tub. Yeah. Now the sink was probably about 5 feet away from the tub, but yeah,
that's a pretty big bathroom now.
You live in luxury, except for you not, because if you were, you would go to another bathroom. I would be like, oh, this bathroom is occupado. Let me go. I told my parents, but they always chalk it up to me being half asleep. Okay, I'm sorry, but right after like the third time my kid tells me that, I'm gonna have to go in there at 10 o'clock to see if this person is here. The way my anxiety is set up, I'm not gonna be like la-di-da-di after you've just told me multiple times and you keep seeing this person. In their defense, I'm usually pretty groggy when I take my late night visits to the potty, and my older sister, well, she always acts as if I was a burden anyways.
Damn.
But this woman had to be real. The way she stares into my eyes with no expression or emotion, with her long, streaky white hair that often covers her face, the bluish-gray skin of her arms and legs highlighted by the dark-colored veins and pitch-black eyes.
Hell no!
No, you only got one night before I'm like, priest? I could see through the wet strands of hair bore so deep into my psyche that it can't be fake. This has gone on for a few weeks, and every now and then she would look at me as if she was going to say something, but she never did. Until 3 nights ago, after getting used to her almost nightly visits, she did something that sent chills down my spine.
Getting used to her?
This is the thing that's sending chills down your spine? Every night you come in there, first of all, it's crazy that you have a bathroom schedule of 10 p.m. every night, but every night you come in there and she's in the tub. Is she naked?
I'm pretty sure she's naked.
Oh no, girl.
She's like Sheldon Cooper.
I'm assuming this person is like a minor and this grown woman is bathing in their tub. Well, she must clean the tub because there's no grime stains after her, I guess.
It's ghost water.
Oh.
Ain't no ghost stains.
She spoke. She said, come here. Oh no. You're not about to sit in my bathtub for like 3 weeks and then finally be like, come here. First of all, no. The 5 feet is good. It should be 6 feet because COVID, but yeah, no, girl, like back up. My heart sank into my stomach as I sat there frozen. She didn't say anything else, just looked at me while motioning with her finger for me to approach her. Girl, no. I yelled and ran from the bathroom into the room I shared with my older sister. I must have woken her up as she yelled, take your scary ass to sleep. Some of us have things to do in the morning. Normally when my sister snaps, I snap back, but I just didn't have it in me. This lady and her request for me to get closer to the tub is bothering me.
Of course.
Girl, yeah. Nobody believes me though. My parents think I'm begging for attention. My sister thinks I'm just an annoyance, and this lady stares into my soul as if she wants something from me. I told my sister, and with a petty grin on her face, her advice was simply to see what she wants. Girl, you see what she wants. I told her with tears in my eyes about this decrepit stranger in the tub, and she doesn't bat an eyelid. Maybe I should see what she wants. Maybe she wants to tell me something, warn me of someone. Almost 1 month of this going on, and I've decided I'm going to see what she wants. Tonight she will tell me to come here, and I will. That was the last entry in the diary of my little sister that I found. She wrote this before she was found face down, hanging over the edge of the tub, dead in our bathroom. They say she suffocated and have no idea how her face was blue, as if she drowned, but there was no water in her tub. Maybe she took some pills or something because she wanted to take her own life. I remember her telling me about a ghost or something in this tub. I always brushed her off. I loved her. And I feel like I've never showed her enough with my attitude, and now she's gone. It's been about 2 weeks. I miss her so much. I've started seeing her in the bathtub she died in. It seems like she wants to tell me something, but she never does. Oh, no. No.
So the last paragraph is from the sister who wouldn't do anything for her?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, see, look, let's
I would never do that to you.
First of all, right. My sister told me that there's some chick in the tub, and I'm about to go in there with my sister to see this chick in the tub because, no. Second of all, now I see my dead sister in the tub. Now, girl, your sister have told you multiple times, and you read this girl's diary. I think you should know that if your sister tells you to come here, unless you're that happy to go and die and be with her, don't do it.
Really? That
So, yeah.
poor little girl.
I know. I'm really mad about this story because like this could have been avoided. Because as Charmy's older sister, I would have been like, no, priest, sage, pastor, somebody come here.
You just not going to the bathroom at 10 o'clock in the night.
Right. Before I come here, lady, I got questions to ask you. Why you in my bathtub? Do you pay rent?
No.
Okay then.
Get out.
Okay, so the next story is an urban legend about Hello Kitty, and I got it off the Grid Love website.
No, don't ruin Hello Kitty for me.
Sorry, girl. We gonna put this picture that they drew of Hello Kitty up because why they do her like that? According to the legend, Hello Kitty was created back in 1970s by a Chinese woman. Apparently, her 14-year-old daughter was diagnosed with cancer of the mouth. The doctors told the mother her child was terminally ill and there was nothing they could do for her. The mother refused to give up hope and visited every church in the city to pray for her daughter. When that didn't work, she came to the end of her rope. The desperate mother became involved with satanic rituals and devil worship.
Oh, hell no.
I know, why is that always a second
choice?
I know, I don't know. I would have tried holistic healing before I went to the devil.
I wouldn't have
I mean, I'm not gonna go to the devil, but like, just saying, like, girl, don't go to him, okay? There's a reason why he about to be in hell. They say that in order to save her daughter's life, she made a pact with the devil himself. For curing her daughter's cancer, the devil demanded only one thing in return. She would have to create a cartoon character that would appeal to children all over the world. The devil wanted to use the popularity of this cartoon character to trick people into worshiping him.
I don't worship Hello Kitty, okay? So.
Bro, this devil and his sneaky tricks, man. He tricked Eve to eat that fruit, and now he over here tricking kids to worship him.
Hello Kitty.
When her daughter recovered from her cancer, the mother kept her promise to the devil. She created Hello Kitty. As the story goes, Hello Kitty was designed with no mouth because her daughter had cancer of the mouth. Hello Kitty's pointed ears represent the devil's horns. The word Hello Kitty means demon in Chinese.
Does it though?
I'm sorry, the word kitty means demon in Chinese, not Hello Kitty. Wait, I'm sorry. Quick pause. We're about to check this out. Y'all, it does not mean that.
We looked it up.
This is a fake urban legend. Okay, well, just kidding. Most urban legends are kind of fake. Well, I don't know, because some of them, like the dogs can lick too one. That could really happen.
Yeah.
So Hello Kitty means Hello Demon. Fake news. They say that anyone who buys Hello Kitty merchandise is welcoming the devil into their hearts. Oh my god, I literally have like 4 Hello Kitties. I just remembered that.
Well, it's not true.
That's true. So I guess I don't really have to worry about them
Only God in here is Jesus.
We're happy with the God we serve. Thank you. Satanists all over the world use Hello Kitty as a secret symbol, and many of them actually tattoo the image on their skin. Bro, I don't think that
this is true.
I don't think that they have Hello Kitty on an altar dressed in all black with pentagrams and an upside down cross and are just worshiping her. Devil worshippers refer to Hello Kitty as the daughter of the devil. Of course, this is all just an urban myth. Hello Kitty was actually created by a Japanese company called Sanrio that specializes in designing and branding cartoon characters. Hello Kitty was originally designed to be a decoration on a purse, but Hello Kitty also does mean demon in Chinese.
It doesn't.
I mean, sorry, it says does not. Sorry. I was about to be like, yo, bro, I just looked it up. The designers created Hello Kitty without a mouth because they wanted to make her emotions ambiguous. Huh, that's interesting. The blank expression means that you can project your own emotions onto the cartoon. If you're sad, then Hello Kitty looks sad. If you're happy, then Hello Kitty looks happy. Hello Kitty will seem to feel whatever emotion you are feeling. Well, no, she don't. Cause I have Hello Kitties and all I do is stare blankly at me. Okay, so
I know, to make them mad, we squish their faces. It's like
they're the top part of their heads in and make them angry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys, Hello Kitty is not the devil. Oh, sorry. There's more. However, in 1999, a brutal murder took place in Hong Kong. Oh, yes, I know this murder. It later became known as the Hello Kitty murder. 3 men kidnapped a woman and kept her captive in their apartment for a month. They tortured her and then murdered her. It was known as the Hello Kitty murders because the killers cut off the victim's head and hid it inside a Hello Kitty's doll. Now, that's a true story. And that is a true story, actually.
That's a really big Hello Kitty doll.
It was like a big head, like a big Hello Kitty head. It's really bad, you guys. I thought about covering this case, but I don't really want to. I've heard it twice, and it's just, each time it's just more brutal. What they did to this girl was disgusting, and they didn't even get a lot of jail time. But this is not a true crime case. It's not a true crime episode, but you guys, if you ever do want to look up that, do it on your own time, because I don't think I'm gonna cover that case. All right, you guys, this is the last story. The Mean Teacher horror story. And this is coming from Reddit, the Scary Stories thread, and Danger D 163.
Danger D.
Get that Danger D. My name is Matt. This happened 3 years ago. School was a nightmare because of this pathetic teacher. Her name was Mrs. Smith. She always got mad at me for no reason, and she always humiliated me in front of my classmates. One day I had enough, so I told the principal, and he fired her. Dang, he just fired her on the spot. He didn't even open an investigation.
She must have had more complaints than just
she has to. Maybe he had proof, because that's wild. And told her to leave and never come back. Mrs. Smith got really pissed off about what he said, and she packed her stuff and left. Or so I thought. She always showed up at my house harassing me. Dang. We called the cops a lot, but she was then gone once they showed up. This went on for days until one night it was around 4:38 and I woke up to the sound of something screeching on my window. Yo, bro, like, I know she got fired and she doesn't have a job, but like, there's no way I would be doing this, especially at 4 a.m. I opened the blinds and it was Mrs. Smith. Girl, you didn't put a mask on or nothing. She was holding a knife with dark circles under her eyes while staring at me with a scary ass smile, and she said, "You're gonna die, Matt."
Oh my god. What kind of story is this?
I screamed and ran outside while yelling.
What?
I know, right? I would have woke my parents up like, yo, get this girl.
Why would you run outside?
I screamed and ran outside while yelling at her to stay away from me and my family. She then swung the knife at me, but I dodged it and punched her really hard in the face. She fell unconscious and I called the cops and made sure she didn't wake up. After that, we signed a restraining order against her and then moved to a different city because she will eventually be released.
Oh my god, I felt like a restraining order isn't enough.
I know, girl, like, that's wild. Like, I get you got fired, but just take that L and keep it pushing, bro. Don't stand outside someone's window during the witching hours with a knife. Talking about, you're gonna die, Matt. Well, you know, we had to end it with a good laugh. You know, I don't know. The one about the forest one really creeps me out, though, because, like, we go camping. So I'm just like, dang, I'm gonna really be looking around. And people go missing in the forest a lot.
I think what scared me most, besides, you know, the girl in the bathtub.
Oh my god, girl, yes. Okay, so this is part 2 of us recording because last night our neighbors was turning up. And so last night I went to use the bathroom and it's like 3 a.m. and I'm just
scared.
So scared. I'm looking at the tub like, oh, don't you show your face up in here.
That's so funny. But the Hello Kitty one, not the urban legend part, but just the true crime about it, that's scary.
That is scary. It is. And it didn't happen that long ago either, so that's why it's kind of like, yo, that's really creepy. Well, you've made it to the end.
You must really like the sounds of our high-pitched voices and quirky commentary.
You might as well like and subscribe to our channel and hit that bell to be notified every time we drop new content. If you want to follow our social medias, they will be linked in the description box below.
Bye!
Bye! Hide your Hello Kitties!